Picture this. You open your fridge, grab that pack of bacon or jar of pickles you've had for weeks and think, it's fine. It's been chilled. But what if I told you that your fridge, the very thing you trust to keep your food safe, could be quietly turning your favorite foods into health hazards? As we age, our bodies change, and the foods we've always loved can start working against us in ways we'd never suspect. I'm talking about risks like cancer-causing toxins forming right there in your refrigerator, especially for those of us over 55. Today, we're diving into a topic that could change the way you stock your fridge forever. Stick with me as we uncover 5 common foods you should never keep in your fridge too long. Some of these will shock you, and the last one, it's a real game changer. Let's jump in. Number 1, smoked meats. Let's start with a food that's a staple for so many of us. Smoked meats. Think bacon sizzling in the pan, ham sandwiches stacked high, or sausages at a family barbecue. These are the foods that bring back memories of Sunday mornings or holiday feasts. But here's the catch. When you store smoked meats like bacon, ham, or sausages in your fridge for too long, especially in that cold, slightly damp environment, they can turn into a hidden health risk. You see, the smoking process, combined with preservatives like nitrates and nitrites, can lead to the formation of nitrosamines over time. These are harmful compounds linked to cancers, particularly in the digestive tract. You might look at that pack of bacon and think, it smells fine, looks fine, but the danger's in what you can't see or taste. For those of us between 55 and 80, this is especially concerning. As we age, our bodies aren't as good at repairing cell damage, so toxins like nitrosamines hit us harder and stick around longer. I'll never forget my friend Harold, a spry 72-year-old who loved his smoked sausages. He'd buy those big family-sized packs and keep them in the fridge for weeks, slicing off a bit for his daily meals. It was convenient, especially since he lived alone and didn't want to cook big portions. But one day after a routine checkup, his doctor sat him down and explained the risks of storing processed meats for so long. Harold was stunned. He had no idea. Now he buys smaller portions and freezes anything he won't eat within a few days. He still enjoys his sausages, but he's protecting his health in a way he never thought he needed to. So here's the deal. If you love smoked meats, you don't have to give them up. Just buy in small amounts, keep them in the fridge for no more than a few days, and freeze the rest right away. When you thaw them, use them quickly. It's a small change that lets you savor those nostalgic flavors without putting your health at risk. Number 2, leftover cooked rice. Next up, let's talk about something that seems totally harmless. Leftover cooked rice. I mean, it's just a grain, right? We've been eating it forever, and it's so easy to reheat for a quick side dish. But here's the scary truth. When rice isn't cooled properly or sits in the fridge for more than a day or two, it can become a breeding ground for trouble. Rice can carry spores from a bacteria called Bacillus cereus. These spores survive cooking, and if the rice cools slowly or lingers in the fridge, they can multiply and produce toxins. Even worse, in the damp conditions of a fridge, rice can develop mold that creates aflatoxins, nasty substances linked to liver cancer. You can't always see or taste these toxins, which makes them extra sneaky. For seniors, this is a big deal. Our immune systems aren't as tough as they used to be, so what might just upset a younger person's stomach could lead to serious complications for us. I remember meeting Patricia, a 68-year-old who loved her Sunday ritual of cooking a big pot of rice to last the week. It was a habit she picked up from her mom, and it felt like a time saver. But after a scary bout of food poisoning that landed her in the hospital, her doctor asked about her food storage habits. When she mentioned the rice, he explained the risks. Patricia was floored. She thought only meat and dairy could go bad like that. Now she cools her rice quickly by spreading it out in a thin layer, refrigerates it right away, and eats it within 2 days. Anything extra? Straight to the freezer in single portions. Here's the takeaway. Cool your rice fast, eat it within a day or two, or freeze it immediately after cooling. It's a simple fix that keeps rice safe and lets you enjoy it without worry. If this tip hits home for you, drop number 2 in the comments below to let me know you're with me. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay in the loop. Number 3, mold-prone soft cheeses. Now let's move on to something a little fancier. Soft cheeses like brie or blue cheese. These are the treats we pull out for a special night, maybe with some crackers and a glass of wine. But as delicious as they are, soft cheeses are one of the riskiest things to keep in your fridge for too long, especially for seniors. These cheeses are high in moisture, which makes them a playground for bacteria and mold. Even in the fridge, dangerous microorganisms like listeria can grow. And listeria is no joke. It thrives in cold temperatures, unlike most bacteria, and for older adults with weaker immune systems, it can lead to serious illness or even hospitalization. Plus, mold on soft cheeses can produce mycotoxins, which are linked to long-term health issues, including cancer. The worst part? You might not see the mold right away. It can start deep inside the cheese, and by the time you spot a fuzzy patch, the toxins could already be all over. I once knew a guy named Harold, yes, another Harold, 74 years young, who loved his European-style cheese plate. He'd keep a wedge of brie in the fridge for weeks, nibbling a bit each evening. It was his little ritual. But after a bad case of foodborne illness, his doctor traced it back to that brie he'd been eating over 3 weeks. Harold thought the fridge kept it safe, but soft cheeses need to be eaten within a week of opening. Now he buys small portions and finishes them quickly. If you're a cheese lover, here's how to stay safe. Buy only what you'll eat in a few days. Wrap soft cheeses tightly in wax paper or parchment, then store them in a sealed container. Keep them away from strong-smelling foods as they absorb odors easily, which can also mean they're starting to go off. And if you see any mold that's not part of the cheese's natural look, toss it. No cheese is worth risking your health. Hard cheeses, by the way, are a safer bet. They resist mold much better. Number 4, nitrate preserved cold cuts. All right, let's talk about cold cuts. Those deli meats like salami, bologna, or ham that make for the perfect quick sandwich. They seem so convenient, right? Just grab a slice and go. But here's the thing. Nitrate preserved cold cuts can become a health hazard when they sit in your fridge for too long. Nitrates and nitrites are used to keep deli meats looking fresh and to stop bacteria, but over time, especially when exposed to air or the fluctuating temperatures of your fridge door, they can turn into nitrosamines. Yep, those cancer-linked compounds again, especially dangerous for the digestive tract. For seniors whose bodies are less efficient at repairing cell damage, eating these meats over days or weeks can add up to serious risks. Plus, deli meats are often high in sodium, which isn't great for your heart or kidneys either. I'll never forget Marjorie, a 78-year-old who loved her daily turkey or ham sandwich. She'd keep an open pack of deli meat in the fridge for weeks, thinking it was fine as long as it didn't smell bad. But her doctor explained that most deli meat should be eaten within 3 to 5 days of opening, smell or no smell. Marjorie was shocked. She had no idea those chemical changes could happen so quietly. Now she buys small amounts from a trusted deli counter and stores them in the coldest part of her fridge, not the door. Here's the pro tip. Skip the pre-packaged deli meats, which might already be weeks old when you buy them. Go for freshly sliced meats from a deli counter, eat them within a few days, and consider cooking your own meats at home to avoid preservatives altogether. If this tip resonates, drop number 4 in the comments below and hit subscribe to keep these life-changing tips coming. Number 5, pickled foods with artificial colors. Finally, we've reached the most surprising one. Pickled foods with artificial colors. Who doesn't love a jar of bright green pickles or those vibrant red pickled eggs at a summer cookout? They bring back memories of family gatherings and tangy, crunchy goodness. But some store-bought pickled foods, especially those with artificial dyes like yellow 5 or red 40, can become a hidden danger when stored for too long. In the acidic brine of pickles, these synthetic dyes can break down over time, producing byproducts linked to cellular damage and even cancer risk. Add in preservatives like sodium benzoate, which can react with vitamin C in the food to form benzene, a known carcinogen, and you've got a recipe for trouble. The longer that jar sits in your fridge after opening, the more these chemical reactions can happen. And since pickles taste the same no matter how long they've been stored, it's easy to miss the risk. I remember Walter, an 81-year-old who adored his bright red pickled eggs. He'd keep a jar in the fridge for months, thinking the vinegar kept everything safe. But after learning from his doctor that those artificial colors and preservatives could be breaking down into harmful compounds, he switched to natural pickles made with turmeric or beet juice. It was a small change, but it gave him peace of mind. Here's how to enjoy pickles safely. Check labels for artificial colors and preservatives, and choose brands that use natural ingredients like turmeric, beet juice, or paprika. Eat them within a few weeks of opening, and if you're feeling adventurous, try making your own pickles to control what goes in. That way you get all the tangy joy without the hidden risks. Let's take a step back. Your fridge isn't just a cold box, it's a gatekeeper for your health. The foods we've talked about today, smoked meats, leftover rice, soft cheeses, cold cuts, and artificially colored pickles, might seem like old friends, tied to memories of good times and great meals. But when they sit too long in your fridge, they can betray you. Chemicals break down, toxins form, and what you thought was safe can become a silent threat to your health, especially as we age. I know it's tough to rethink habits or let go of foods you love. That jar of pickles from your favorite market, the cheese you save for a special night, or the rice you cook for the week. They feel like part of your routine. But your health is your greatest asset, especially after 55. Every time you choose to clear out risky foods or make smarter storage choices, you're not just cleaning your fridge, you're investing in your energy, your strength, and your future. Think of your refrigerator as an extension of your well-being. It should hold foods that nourish you, not ones that chip away at your health. Take a few minutes to check labels, look at expiration dates, and toss anything questionable. These small steps today can save you from big problems tomorrow. You've lived through too much, built too many beautiful memories to let something as simple as fridge storage undermine your health. If any of these lessons hit home, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you're going to use it to protect your health. Maybe it's tossing that old pack of deli meat or rethinking how you store rice. Whatever it is, your story could inspire someone else. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. Your support keeps us creating content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay healthy, stay safe, and keep those fridges clean.